Hi, my name is Madonna and I left the Bay Area over a decade ago, and when I was back this January, I was shocked. Come with me to discover some of my favorite spots, or at least what's left of them. The very first thing I did was visiting a very loved one in Emerald Hills. Ravioli House was a nice place to have lunch with a friend and a quick walk around downtown San Mateo. At the B Street Books, we were having a conversation about Japan and fashion, and we found ourselves in front of this book. What are the odds? At the Hillsdale Mall, I came across this women-owned brand shop, and their ad had to have a polka dot theme. They had cute ceramics, some 3D jewelry, and tote bags. Francesca used to be my favorite place for accessories, but the quality has dropped significantly. Then I enjoyed the milk tea that I picked up at Daiso, and I stopped by Hallmark. Who seriously buys all these postcards? Do you? They did have some cute decorative soaps for the bathroom. Check out this cute little charm at Pandora. I for sure have missed the shopping experience in the Bay Area. So when I wanted to meet two other friends who lived close by the Valley Fair Mall, I just decided to check out what's there, and oh my, yes, there are definitely a lot more choices compared to Canada, Kuwait, and even Istanbul. From what I've seen so far in Canada, yes, there are definitely more choices. In the Bay Area, obviously, the Valley Fair Mall has expanded as well, especially the sales shoes rack at Macy's. Then I stopped by at the Free People. Their collection was okay, and then it was time for my all-time favorite, Anthropologie. Then I was quite hungry, so I checked out Italy and I grabbed a salad. And while I was waiting for my friend, I enjoyed my salad under the California sun. We had a lot to catch up after almost 10 years of not seeing each other. With another friend, we ate at the Pineapple Thai, which was new to me. The next day, I headed to the city. This was the first time I came across one of these Waymo driverless cars because they had not launched when I was still living in the Bay Area. And then I checked out the Union Square and the colorful hearts around the corners. This city has changed. It was very sad to see actually because it was just dead. It was quiet. I remember how downtown San Francisco was. Like, it was full of tourists. No matter the season, people would line up to get on the cable cars, and they were just walking around the streets taking pictures. And this was just not the city that I left a few years ago, and it was just so sad to watch. That's such a beautiful city with all those like cool restaurants and shops in the downtown. They were all gone. Like, the lines for the cable car, it was just so long that it's just like, it was so sad to see it so empty. And all of the shops that I actually saw in the TikTok videos, that everything is closed, and I couldn't believe it, but it was true, sadly. I mean, where are the people? I mean, where are they? Like, where are you people? Where do people eat? Where do people shop? Like, what's happening to this beautiful city? It's heartbreaking. I think the only shops left in downtown were the Walgreens and some souvenir shops. And the gentleman there that I was having a conversation with, he mentioned that the Walgreens is also going to be gone soon. I just wanted to cry. I could not believe this. It almost felt like I have landed in a totally different place that was not familiar at all. On my way back, I checked out Joann's Fabric, which is actually closing down. Again, quite sad, to see what kind of fabrics there are for my designs. Stay tuned to see my summer collection. I stopped by at Trader Joe's to pick up something for a friend that we were visiting later for dinner. And we had the most delicious cheese sandwiches. The next day, we headed to the city with a friend to get our nails done. I was happy to see at least our nail spot has survived the pandemic and all the craziness in the Bay Area. We drove around the city a little bit. We spotted as many driverless Waymo cars as we could, and I also realized how much I've missed the architecture and the colorful buildings in San Francisco. Later, we stopped by at our all-time favorite, the Rainbow Grocery Co-op, before heading to Palo Alto to meet some friends. We had dinner at a Georgian restaurant called Beverly in downtown Palo Alto. I used to live and work in Palo Alto. The vibe was different, and a lot of our favorite spots to eat and hang out unfortunately closed down. The next day, I headed to SF State, where I did my undergrad, and I also worked for almost 4 years. I had a nice quick stroll around the campus, but because it was between semesters, it was very quiet. I remember the time that I was a photographer for the campus, going around, taking pictures of the structures, the art pieces, the plants, and just living the life. I think I had the coolest student job ever. Then it took me some time to find where the Ward Market, aka the coolest place for Eastern decorative pieces, have moved. They've moved from the Westlake Center to the Serramonte Shopping Center in Daly City. Then it was time for a scenic drive across the Golden Gate Bridge. On my way back, I stopped by the Cliff House, which was one of the coolest spots to watch the sunset in San Francisco. And guess what? You guessed it. It was closed down. Unbelievable. I remember there were a few other restaurants by the coastline in the same area, and they were all gone. Finished, closed down. The last time I felt this sad, I cannot remember. There was only one place that could help me recover from all of the shock and the sadness that I've experienced going back to San Francisco and facing all of the changes, and that is Anthropologie, obviously. Please, 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 Anthropologie, do not disappear. Now, if you're a fan of Anthropologie like me, you must visit their Palo Alto branch in the Stanford Shopping Center. They have a beautiful gardening section with amazing plants and a very, very nice, huge bridal boutique that has a variety of evening dresses and bridal gowns. Obviously, I didn't need one, but it's always great to visit that store when I'm in the area. They did have a very nice cafe though attached to the store, which apparently did not survive the pandemic, which was again sad to find out because I was excited about revisiting that place. We browsed the store a little bit more. We checked out the candles, which I ended up buying later when I went back to Vancouver, but they were on sale at that time, so I was lucky. Ooh, my favorite mirrors. I ended up buying this gorgeous top for myself. Stop it, Kate Spade. A quick coffee and pastry at La Baguette, and like a 10-minute stroll around Bloomingdale's. I drove up to Rosedale to visit a friend. I stopped by the SF Premium Outlets, welcomed by Miss Chloe. I got emotional. I spent some quality time with my friend and her family and Miss Chloe, chasing the squirrels and the animals in the garden. It was absolutely delightful. Since I occupied Miss Chloe's room, she was quite happy finding out that I was leaving soon and she can get her bed back. It was time to say goodbye. Stopped by at Target to pick up this cute plant for my friend. A short drive to Sonoma, and I was welcomed by my friend and Mr. Finley. We had like 10 years of catching up to do, so we talked and talked and talked. We enjoyed our time strolling around their community center, beautiful Sonoma, downtown, the scenery of the vineyards. My friend took me on a very quick tour of the downtown Sonoma and showed me some of the famous buildings. We ate at the Sunflower Cafe. We tried their Turkish eggs for breakfast, which was similar to a dish that my mom used to prepare, and it's absolutely delicious. I would definitely recommend it. Then we headed home. I started getting ready because I had to fly back to Vancouver, but before that, I took Mr. Finley for a nice walk around the neighborhood. He definitely did not want to come back home because I think he sensed that I was leaving. He made a few attempts on stealing my stuff while packing and hiding them. Now, one last burger at In-N-Out, picking up some goodies at the airport, and heading back to Vancouver. A trip full of bittersweet feelings and some sad news waiting for me in Vancouver. Subscribe to my channel to find out more.